What's going on, everyone? My name's AJ, and today we're going to be reviewing the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Found. The shoe released in November 2022 and had a retail price of $180. I'm thankful to my brother during Thanksgiving time, pun intended. He hit on these on the sneakers app and we were able to get them for retail, and he was gracious enough to lend them to me to review. So shout out to him. We're about the same size. This is a size 10. So there's a lot of cool details in this shoe. I wanted to start off with the box first. So the lid and the box itself are mismatched because the whole theme of this shoe is basically lost and found. So imagine you found this in the stock room and a lot of folks couldn't find the matching black lid to the black box, so they just found some that they saw, and it has that signature Nike orange lid, and it has a bunch of faux distressing all over the box, but it's the typical Air Jordan 1 box that you see. It does have this fake sticker here which denotes a price, which it says sale, and then it's about like $64 or $65. If you get this shoe for that price, congrats to you, but the MSRP for this shoe is about $180. And the box label says Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, and the colorway is varsity red / black - sail - muslin. And we got this in a size 10. And once we open the box itself, there's two types of tissue paper. There is a very interesting tissue paper that almost looks like a newspaper or advertisement for the Air Jordans itself. So I'm not gonna read all of it, but it has a bunch of cool, interesting things and advertisements about the shoe, a bunch of blurbs, the pricing back in the day. Don't you wish it was the 80s or late 90s again when we could get Jordans for that price? And then that's one side of the tissue paper. The other side has more of the story and lore of who Michael Jordan is and the shoe as a whole. And then once you open it up, we just have the regular standard tissue paper that no one really cares about, but I care about it because it helps protect the shoe. It does come with two colors of laces. It comes with the white laces and the black laces. I would never wear these shoes with different laces, but for the purpose of this video and just showing how they look in different colored laces, I have the left shoe with white laces and the right shoe with black laces. What do you guys think? White laces or black laces? Leave a comment below. So this is the signature Chicago Bulls colorway, where it has red, black, and white. And this pair is essentially the same thing as the Chicago ones, just with some refined details that make it look lost and found or kind of aged. So there is leather all over the upper, and different kinds of leather. I would say there is smooth leather, but also a bunch of aged details like cracked leather in the ankle collar. That crackled leather that looks really aged continues on the sides of the shoe. You can't really see it that much. It's a little bit of an aged leather that's painted on. You could definitely tell it on the toe box, but more prominently on the ankle collar, where it's a black color, and you could clearly see that there is a treatment of crackled leather that makes it look really aged. I personally think it's a nice touch that you could see in person. When I first saw pictures of this shoe, I wasn't really sure how I would feel about it because I have a pair of Chicago Air Jordan AJKOs, and obviously this is not the same kind of model or shoe, but it's the same colorway. And I thought they're pretty cool. They're some of my favorite AJKOs, but this shoe with all the details and everything else really impressed me at first glance. To add to that aged look, there is a subtle amount of yellow / aged hue in the tongue, but also a little bit in the midsole. Not too much, I would say, but definitely noticeable in the tongue, where it is clearly more yellow compared to the white of the shoe itself or even the laces. And another detail that I actually had was that it's a typical Jordan 1 with the Nike Air logos on the tongue and also on the insole, printed in red on a white insole. And as we go to the bottom, the outsole has a bunch of dust on there. I don't know if they just brought it out the factory like this, but in all seriousness, the Lost and Found has this treatment on the bottom where it's supposed to look pretty ashy and things like that. There was a bit of controversy because there was apparently mold on some pairs. I guess to achieve this, you have to make leather wet and kind of make it all gritty. That's why it feels like sandpaper almost. Thankfully, we don't have mold here. If we do, we will probably send it back. My brother may wear it, who knows, but hopefully we're healthy and we don't get mold on this pair. As far as the shoe itself, it is a Air Jordan 1, so it's gonna fit true to size, I would say. The colorway is classic, the silhouette is classic, and it's gonna go well with a lot of your outfits. So we got it in a size 10. I was wearing pretty thick socks, so I would say that it did fit smaller on me, but I'm typically a size 10. And it works with anything. I wore this with a pair of 100 Thieves joggers, which I think look really dope. You could lace it many different ways. I just kind of laced it how it is now traditionally. And it would only be right for me to wear these shoes with a pair of Chicago Bulls shorts. So I did that. And the shoe is really the star of the show. No matter what pants or shorts or bottoms you wear, these shoes really pop, especially in person, on feet, with all the minor details. Now onto the pros. I'm gonna say that my first pro is that this shoe is an extremely classic, recognizable, and easy to wear silhouette. So whenever someone sees this shoe, they're automatically gonna know, one, it's either a Nike or Jordan shoe, and two, they've probably seen it before because they're a fan of Michael Jordan, or just shoes or sneakers in general. So some may think of it as just Michael Jordan, some may think of it as Chicago Bulls. Either way, the silhouette and the colorway combined makes it a super iconic and classic shoe that's easy to wear, pretty hype, especially nowadays with the sneaker culture, pretty stylish, like I said earlier, recognizable, and a solid, dope shoe. My second pro is that this shoe has exceptional details. Like I said earlier, when I first saw the pictures online, I wasn't really impressed because I've seen a pair of Chicago 1s before, and I've seen a pair of Chicago 1s AJKO versions before. I only like the AJKOs because my name's AJ. Nonetheless, when I started reviewing these and saw all the details, whether it be the aged leather, especially on the ankle collar, the tongue, the outsole, and even the box and the lid, those really impressed me. And those subtle details are things you can't really just see in initial pictures or initial videos. You really have to see it in person to really appreciate those details. I only had two cons. My first con is almost like any other con, where the shoe is kind of hard to cop right now. You probably are not able to get it on the retail level unless Nike restocks it or you find some random raffle or just buy it locally somewhere. But personally, that still goes to the resale end of things, where you're probably gonna have to buy this on a third-party site or just someone locally or your local sneaker consignment store, because these sold out. Even if you tried, like even if I had my whole family try to do it, we probably still wouldn't be able to, but in this case we did, so that's kind of a bad example because my brother was able to hit on this. But nonetheless, that's my first con. It's just kind of hard to get. This one in specific, they said there was a lot of pairs, and as much as Nike is saying that they're trying their hardest to combat bots and try to make these sneakers accessible to everyone, there still is a problem. And my second con is more specific to folks that may think this shoe is too different. Some folks may just like a regular pair of Chicago 1s where they don't like any of the distressed leather, all of the details, the bottoms looking all aged, and even the yellow tongue. They may just want a clean silhouette with just smooth leather all around. And to each their own. I definitely felt that way before I saw this shoe in person and in hand and even on feet. And it's kind of a shame that some folks may not really appreciate the value that this story brings and what Nike was trying to execute, whether it be through the shoes itself or the story of the lid and the box. But to each their own, right? Some folks may not like the mix and match details of the box and the lid and some of these details on the shoe itself, which I personally think are really intricate, timeless, and really pay a tribute to the shoe and Michael Jordan and his story itself. But generally, I don't think that would really be a problem. The only thing that you could really probably tell noticeably is probably the distressed leather in the back in black. But from far away, no one's ever gonna be like, hey, if you're wearing pants, pull your pants up so I can see what kind of Air Jordan 1 Chicago you're wearing. No one's ever gonna say Air Jordan 1 Chicago on feet. Nonetheless, that's my second con. Some folks just may think this is too different and want all smooth leather and just a regular Chicago 1. All in all, I'm gonna say that the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Lost and Found is a modern iteration of the 1985 classic with subtle details that tell a great story. What do you guys think about this shoe? Leave a comment below. Once again, it is a super recognizable silhouette, colorway, and shoe that will probably be loved by sneakerheads and sport fans alike. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, or even notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let go. Peace. Yeah.